Hola, what's up, K-Tall, y'all? Nathan Payne here, signing on from Querétaro. That's Querétaro out the window. And I'd like to invite everybody to subscribe to Subscribestar and follow me on there so that you can see my progress soliciting funding for this film. There are going to be three tiers of, I guess, reward is the word. The $5 a month tier will get you access to the YouTube videos, unlimited. I am not going to be making any more travel videos. I have been doing that kind of stuff, for years, forever, really. Anything I've ever shot that's on the road. It's just kind of been for my own personal amusement. Sometimes I consolidate them and turn them into music videos or use pieces of them for that kind of thing, but I'm not going to do that ever again. And so it's going to be, I'll try to make it interesting, but it'll be more content based. It's going to be actually content and not just like a living photo album, a video photo album, or music videos, or any presumptions toward anything artistic, but actually content, which would be for the consumption of others. So, and as such, I would actually be interested and open to any suggestions or any thoughts you might have on it. Say, hey man, I'm paying $5 a month. What is this boring nonsense? And I'd actually listen to it. So for $10 a month, you get the same thing, as many videos as I post. I'll try to do it as often as possible. I'm going to be going to Mexico City tomorrow and start the process of hustling the funding from major production companies and studios, among other things, trying to just kind of get by, because it's literally 4 times as expensive as this little town I was just living in, and that's not going to last for very long. So $10 a month, you get any and all videos on the unlisted playlist that I'll be starting probably tomorrow or today or whatever. And then a download code for one album of your choice per month. I have 21 albums. A few of them aren't even posted for several reasons. A couple of them are just not good enough. They're just, like, the production quality is not worth paying for, and they're actually available on YouTube. That's about it, right? I think they're all pretty much, they're all available. They're all downloadable. And you get one download code from Bandcamp. They're all up on Bandcamp, but you can't see them. They're not listed, so you have to. And I've got the discography. I'll put the link to the discography below. And then for $20 a month, you get all that, all the videos, an album a month, and then a phone call and or Skype call or Zoom call, whatever works for me. I'm old school. Escuela Vieja. That's what I am. But and I'm not real up on that stuff. The reason I'm using Subscribestar is because I've looked at other things like Buy Me a Coffee and you have to use, there's always like Stripe or some Stripe equivalent, and I'm like, isn't Stripe a chewing gum company? Doesn't that sound like a chewing gum to you guys? It doesn't sound like a bank to me. But whatever. Okay, I tried it once. I don't really care about that. That's not enough reason not to use it. So it was a few years ago. I signed up for it and tried to get on it, and they like take your money and then they won't pay you out until you give them 5,000 pixels per pixel resolution photo of an ID that isn't going to be released until tomorrow. And it's like I sent her, my camera takes terrible images of documents. It just looks terrible. And the girl was like, I can't read your ID. And I said, Yeah, I'm sorry. My picture, my camera's got bad pictures. What can we do about that? And the obvious answer is go get it scanned. But I was, nowhere near that at the moment. And she said, and anyway, the address on your ID doesn't match the address on your account that you put down. I'm like, well, I thought you couldn't read it. It's like, so it was just like, there's something, it's not only does it sound like a chewing gum, it acts like a chewing gum. And if you're dumb enough to taste it, it probably tastes like a chewing gum. Hopefully, that's probably the best part about it is the taste. But yeah, so I'm not down with Stripe and Buy Me a Coffee and all those kind of things. That's all pretty ubiquitous with these fast food banks, these chewing gum company banks. I'd even take an old school chewing gum name, like Wrigley. Sounds like a bank. Doesn't sound, but Stripe doesn't sound like it. Sounds like a dog food flavored chewing gum. So Subscribe Star is cool because it goes direct to your bank. But for $20 a month, which is a chunk of change, and the purpose of the phone call or the Stripe call is not to say, hey, wow, I'm so excited to talk to you. It's that the hope, and it's no guarantee, but there's a strong possibility of those calls being included in the film. Skype and or Zoom or just audio, and I'll make recordings of all that stuff while we're doing it, and then because the movie is going to be not quite a documentary, but kind of a road film, a rock and roll road musical across Mexico. And me and Denver have been talking, and some prelim stuff of this leading up to it. It's there are some pretty good like the movie that HBO made about Anarchapulco. That series they made I watched a few of those, and they were actually really well done. And it involves it's like I don't know how the cameraman gets there before anything goes down, and then it goes down, and how do they put it together like that? So, but having some prelim footage or audio or whatever to kind of make it more interesting goes along goes with the territory of that. So anyway, so the link will be in the description. The links for Subscribe Star and whatever relevant other links I can think of that would be pertinent to this project. And wish me luck. That's okay. So it is what it is. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be wild. I'm excited about it, actually. I got something to do, because I can't just sit in the bars anymore and, play for tips. It's like it's got to be something interesting. I don't care where it is. Maybe it's different down here. I've been in this not quite tourist town, but not really. But a lot of gringos. I wasn't in the town. I was near it. And I never went in there because I'm like, I know what it is. It's a bunch of expats, who made their money in 1978, and now they're relaxing, and good for them. If I live that long, I'd like to have, be able to do the same. But I'm not. That's not me. I'm not going to play covers, Margaritaville and Bob Seger and whatever cover songs for expats, and then. It took me 2 years just to become real comfortable with the locals in that town. It was all Mexicans. I think there were a couple of gringos there, but they were kind of like me, Lobos Solitarios. Not real. It wasn't a social town. The Mexicans would do stuff. They had the normal festivals, and you hear a quinceañera going on, or a birthday party, or a wedding, or something, and they'd all be doing their thing. But and I was never invited to that stuff. I wouldn't have wanted to go. I'm just kind of uncomfortable. I didn't need to be invited, but I became real friendly with the neighbors, and we became friends. And the guy I paid rent to, not the owner, but the guy, the liaison, they're cool people, man. But, there's no professional, there's nothing to do, right? So, anyway, what are we looking at here? 10 minutes? Okay, that's more than long enough. All right, cool. Well, anyway, American Migrant, signing off. Te veo pronto, hasta próxima, and thanks for your support. Adios.